Hey guys, this is Stacy from eatthebite.com, and today I'm making this fresh and crispy summer slaw with no mayonnaise because I don't like mayonnaise. We're going to chop some cabbage for this. We'll julienne peel some daikon and Asian radish along with some carrots. We'll squeeze a little fresh lime juice instead of mayo for the dressing. We're going to chop some fresh cilantro and basil, and if you don't like cilantro, all basil is fine. Gotta have an oniony thing, so fresh scallions or chive will work for this. Then we're going to add a little olive oil and salt, and of course that fresh lime juice over the top. We'll give it a toss together, add a few shakes of unsalted peanuts, and you're done. So, let me show you how to make it. This is daikon, which is an Asian radish, and I've got carrots as well, which we'll julienne in a minute with a special peeler, and of course the cabbage. First we'll cut the ends from the carrots. Then we're just going to peel them like you see here. We'll do the same with the daikon. We'll peel the skin on the outside and set that aside for now. I'm only using about 1/4 of a head of my cabbage for this, and I am going to go ahead and cut that piece of the core out of here and discard that. The ratio for this slaw is 3:1. So we're going to need 3 cups of cabbage to 1 cup of julienne carrot and 1 cup julienne daikon. I used a knife to shred the cabbage and cut it basically as thin as I could get it. And once it's cut, we're going to add that to a large mixing bowl. And it's hard to measure a cup of cabbage, so this is what mine looked like. I grabbed a handful, stuffed it into a measuring cup, and so it's kind of heaping. And then I'm just going to toss that right in my big mixing bowl. Next, we're going to use the julienne peeler for the daikon and carrots. We'll just run the peeler down the side of the daikon to get it shredded like you see here. And then once you're done, I'm going to do the same thing. I've got about a heaping cup of daikon, and I'm going to put that in my larger bowl. Now we're going to move on to the carrot. Same method. We're going to run the julienne peeler down the sides of 1 or 2 carrots, depending on the size of your carrots, and then we're going to go ahead and add them to the big mixing bowl. We do need some fresh lime juice for this, so I've got my hand juicer ready to go, and I cut and squeezed a couple of limes. You'll need about 3 tablespoons of juice for this, and then once our juice is squeezed, we're going to move on to our fresh herbs. I'm using cilantro and basil for this, and if you don't like cilantro, that's fine, just use all basil. First, we're going to chop up a little of that cilantro. And for the basil, I usually stack my leaves no more than about 10 at a time. Then I roll them up into a cigar, and I slice them into ribbons. And for this, I am also going to rotate that pile to dice it down into smaller bits from there. We're looking for about 1/4 of a cup of fresh herbs here, and I always chop a little extra to serve on the side and for garnish. After that, we're going to take our fresh herbs and add them to our mixing bowl. We need something oniony for this, so you can use chives or scallions. I went with scallions because I just love them so much. Once those are all chopped up, we're going to add those to our bowl as well. I'm going to go ahead and add a little bit of olive oil here, some salt, and that fresh lime juice. Now we're going to give those ingredients a good toss around to get everything well coated. Then we're going to go ahead and add a couple of shakes of unsalted peanuts in there. We'll give it one final toss, and we're done. The slaw is amazing right after it's been made, and it's so fresh and crispy, and it also tastes fantastic the next day as well. I hope you'll consider this no mayo slaw for your next gathering. It's healthy and so delicious. I'll leave you now with my live commentary of tasting this amazing summer slaw. And I'm going to dig in. My friend made this for me 1 week ago, and I became obsessed with it. She makes it in the summer, and I was like, how have I never had this before? Well, I don't usually eat cabbage because I don't like it. This made me like cabbage, guys. This made me actually like cabbage. Here I go. Oh, it's good. Oh my god. I love that daikon, and I love carrots. And I now eat cabbage. Apparently. That's how much I love this. Because, guys, I don't like mayonnaise. Yeah, feel free to react. This is really giving you, fellow mayonnaise haters out there, a really great option to enjoy a slaw. This is like crispy, fresh summer slaw. It is so good. And I love the dressing is just really like lime juice, olive oil, salt.
And you do need an oniony component in there, so I used scallions, even though the scallions at the store were not great looking. But you could also use chives. I'm so full right now though because I made 3 recipes today, so I have also tested 2 other recipes and eaten 2 other recipes. But this is outstanding. I guess I'll take one more bite. Okay. I gotta take my pictures and go to bed because it is 10:30 at night. So this tastes great right when you make it. And it's gonna taste fantastic tomorrow once everything's at a time to kind of have a little party together overnight. So this is an excellent, healthy summer slaw recipe, and I hope you give it a try. Thank you.